So here is a quick overview of the new booking page for the photo reading workshop. So let's take it from the top. You got a video here of one of my wonderful clients, a quick less than 60-second testimonial, but pretty much sums up the wonder of photo reading. Date and time, venue to be agreed. It will be in central Watford, which if you're coming in on the train, it's a direct service from London Euston. The fast train is 20 minutes. There is a Met line. You've got the Watford on the London Underground as well. The Met line is about 20-25 minutes from the centre of town, whereas Watford Junction main line station, it's a 5 or 6 minute walk into the centre of town, which is where I'll be running the workshop. But you've got those two options, and you can use your Oyster card. So the agenda, very high level agenda. There's of course a lot that we cover in the 2.5 days. Introduction, real life applications, prepare, preview, photo reading at 25,000 words per minute, the practice and incubation sessions, the bonus HUNA and access consciousness belief change session on the Friday night. We've got the post view educational kinesiology for activating neurology, that left and right brain integration, the learning styles and multiple intelligences, the activation. Once you've absorbed all that information, how do you get it out of your head? Group implementation exercises, and of course the graduation. So there's some written information here about photo reading. What is it? How does it work? Testimonials from previous attendees, some of the incredible case studies. This is from a barrister and head of chambers, for example, talking about the fact the photo reading benefits are just limitless. We've got parents, their children, students, speakers, coaches, consultants, you name it, they've all done photo reading. A little bit about what you're going to take away and learn. This was one of my clients who was studying to be a chartered accountant, Maureen Russell, and it was taking her 2 months just to go through a book. She got it down to 18 hours after just 6 days, and of course went from strength to strength. She is now a chartered accountant, and said she tells undergraduates about photo reading all of the time because it was one of the things that really helped her get through. So you can read those testimonials here. Gosh, an old podcast. I did just check, the link is still working. This was recorded years ago, but that's still there. What you get for your investment, the attendance of the book, the attendance at the workshop, the 150-page photo reading book from Dr. Paul R. Sheely, the photo reading quick reference guide playbook, the Paraliminal CD MP3 download, the tips and insights CD, your lifetime refresher certificate, the Bona Huna and Access Consciousness belief change session, and there's the option of 2 private photo reading one-to-one sessions. So I'll talk about that when we talk about the pricing. Yeah, so that's it. A little bit about what is it, how does it work? If you've not heard of it, when was it developed? In 1985 by Dr. Paul Sheely. So yeah, wow. Oh gosh, this is the old text from the previous incarnation of this. It says Marilyn has been a photo reader for over 14 years. Well, that's out of date. I've been photo reading. Well, I first came across photo reading in 1998, and I've been an instructor since March 2002. So I just need to update that. This is some of the old text that I'm just reinvigorating, because this is the first time in several years we're going to be in the room live for this photo reading workshop. So you've got all of this information here. If you like a bit of blurb, then you can meet some of my wonderful clients, hear their testimonials. Actually, this is the one that's at the top. So let me just play that. See if the sound will play of a video of a video. Let's see how we go. thank you, Penny. And so you'll meet this Erica, wonderful Erica Brodnott. Oh, she's now been, I think is it MBE? Well, she's just had the knighthood thingy. So that's Erica Brodnott, Penny Kroll. You meet Dr. Cosvantis as well. And he's not an internet doctor, he's a real doctor. And was studying to be a neurosurgeon when he came on the photo reading workshop. That's where the limitless stuff that I do started, where Dr. Cos and I would meet every single Sunday for a whole year, talking about photo reading, personal development, how it fits with neuroscience, the underpinnings of what I do. So do have a little chat with Dr. Cos as well. We got the fabulous Magdalena. I've added just a few testimonials, a quick promo video here. This is one from the wonderful Kay Westmoreland, who had been in a plane crash several years before coming to photo reading. And occasionally, we meet up at various events, networking, all that sort of stuff. And Kay would say, oh, I really should look into your photo reading. I would say, yeah, I think it would really help you. And this went on for several years, I think nearly 6 or 7 years. And eventually she came to the workshop. First thing she said is what people always say on that first night is, oh my gosh, I wish I had come to the photo reading when you first told me about it. And within 3 days, because as a result of the plane crash, her plane light aircraft they were in went down in the field. Her partner was unfortunately killed, and Kay was close to death. And it was one of like a scene from a movie where there was a doctor who was capable of doing what needed to be done. He was just walking into court, was about to switch his phone off, got a phone call to say a light aircraft has gone down, we need you. So he did an about turn, headed to the field, did what he needed to do with Kay in the middle of an open field. The rest, as they say, is history, but she was left with some brain damage and impairment. And that had been for several years, as I'd said, and did all the tests at Queen's in London and all that sort of stuff. This is what Kay said after 3 days of photo reading. She said, Marilyn, your photo reading course has really changed everything, Marilyn. My brain just feels rewired. So I always say photo reading goes way beyond reading. It, as Penny said in the video as well, it is just incredible. And the ripple effect for this one is so real. And yes, reading faster, that's really cool. I'd say that's almost like the nice side effect. But in terms of your creativity, your decision making, your critical thinking, your intuition, getting into the flow state, dealing with overwhelm, it is just, I as I said, I first came across photo reading in 1998, been using it seriously since the year 2000, have been a photo reading instructor since 2002. As I'm filming this video, it is November 2023. Photo reading still surprises and delights me to this day, both in terms of how I'm using it and in terms of the things that my wonderful clients go out and discover. This is some feedback from a team of rocket scientists at Cranfield University. And I don't think they were, when somebody rocks in, I was very young back then, and they were all very senior and very established in their careers. And I'm rocking up to go, yeah, I'm going to show you how to learn more efficiently. Like, these people have got PhDs coming out of their ears. And so they're a bit like, And by the end of it, and this, I wouldn't have expected these sorts of words and sentiments from the rocket scientists either. But they said, this is from the feedback form: stimulating, valuable, highly recommended, professional, excellent, enlightening, fun, relaxing, motivating, time well spent, should be given to all first year PhD students. So that was really lovely. This was from one of my clients. I received a Facebook message out of the blue years after they'd done the photo reading. And they said, I changed paths, practicing law, thanks to photo reading. It gave me the confidence to read a lot of material in a short time and retain it. Those law exams are no joke. What incredible return on investment from a 2.5 day photo reading. Just like, wow. And this is from one of my lovely clients, Naomi Tamayama. Some of you may know her. She's an entrepreneur and a single mum. This was something she posted on Facebook, which I happened to see and went, whoa, can I share that? She went, yeah, of course. So it says, I spent less than an hour reading 8 books on a topic, and have just compiled a piece of work from this. Hashtag game changer, hashtag real life skills. So just amazing, absolutely amazing. This was from one of my 11-year-old attendees. Said, Marilyn, you helped me so much being a better person and feeling better about myself. What an incredible gift to give to the next generation. I mean, wow. I can't even begin to imagine what my life would have been like if I had learnt these skills earlier. I didn't get there until the age of 32. So it's just such a brilliant start. So if you've got children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, well, I'd say it's one of the gifts of a lifetime that you could give someone, because it really does keep on giving. This was a testimonial where I ran photo reading classes in school. So I was doing 6-week enrichment period sessions, so breaking it down over 6 weeks. This was Queen's Park Community School in London, and this was from the wonderful Barry Birch, who was the deputy head for many, many years. And it says, Queen's Park Community Schools, a Brent full-service extended school, has worked closely with Marilyn Devonish of Transformations for over 3 years. We've partnered with Marilyn in offering creative and innovative teaching in order to raise the quality of teaching and learning. The 3 courses Marilyn has delivered have been to 2 cohorts of 25 Year 7 and Year 8 gifted and talented students, and to a smaller group of 6th formers as an enhancement of their PHSCE course. Photo reading uses NLP techniques which are stimulating and motivating to students. She combines relaxation methods and study skills approach to accelerate learning in an enjoyable manner. Marilyn is an excellent teacher who is able to motivate and stimulate her students. Her classes were very popular, and the fact we were continually well attended speaks volumes for their efficacy. As someone who spent a lot of time in the lessons, it was impressive to see a real joy of learning and discovery. So beautifully, this is lovely. So beautifully combined with a real sense of purpose and lots of fun. We continue to work with Marilyn and also tell others of the pioneering work she is doing. I'm grateful for our extended services funding stream to allow us to fly a kite with this course, and would recommend it to others. Indeed, I recently hosted a learning visit by 16 other schools to Queen's Park Community School as part of our specialist schools work, and had no hesitation in asking Marilyn to do a workshop for them. The evaluation gave her an 80% rating of excellent. So that was really lovely. Thank you so much, Barry Birch. Very much appreciate that. So this was back in 2008. So I've been around doing this stuff for a while, know it inside out, back to front, and still absolutely love it and have a joy for learning. So if you want further information about photo reading generally, that's the URL, transformationstm.com/photo reading. That's www.transce, F for Freddie, so FORMATIONS, DM as in trademark, so transformationstm.com/photo reading, and photo reading is one word. I put a quick video together, the Ripple Effect Game Changer. I pulled together some of the various people and case studies that I've worked with over the years. Seriously, in terms of people who have attended photo reading, doctors, lawyers, accountants, crystal healers, coaches, consultants, therapists, forklift truck drivers, of course, students, undergraduates, postgraduates, psychics, clairvoyants, you name it. Those wonderful people who've walked through the photo reading doors. So this video gives you a little summary of that. This was from one of the clients who worked for the Royal Bank of Scotland. They worked in the IT division, were not speaking up for themselves, were not sharing their ideas, very capable, but just holding themselves back. So kind of being overlooked for promotion, etc. And they said, Marilyn, I don't know what you've done to me. I've moved so far from where I was 2 months ago when I did the course, and I got so much more than just photo reading. Thank you. So when I say it's a game change, I'm really not joking. I've got some Q&As here. So how long is the workshop? What's the lifetime refresher certificate? Is 3 days really long enough to learn these amazing skills? Everyone I've just gone through, they just attended the 2.5-day workshop. Kay actually did some extra coaching, but the results that she got were immediately after the workshop, before we'd even got into the mastermind. Does it still work if I'm a slow learner, reader, or have dyslexia? And these are toggles. You just click the little arrow there. and it will open down. But yes, the answer is absolutely. Is photo reading just for students? No. As I said, we've had tons of different types of people of all ages, age 70 to 70 plus, attend. How long have I been an instructor? Since March 2002. And what's the early onset Alzheimer's story? So that's a little bit about the information. Now, in terms of the booking, click get tickets. It will open up that second page, and what you've got here, we're going back to pricing like it's 1999. These were very close to the prices that I offered when I first started running the workshops in 2002 stroke 2003. So if you're booking before the 12th of November 2023, it will be 548 for the workshop, 648 for the workshop plus those 2 coaching sessions. As I said earlier, you've got the option for that. If you wanted to spread the cost, you can do the deposit, which is £200 plus the Eventbrite booking fee. And then you can decide how you want to make the payments between now and February. So long as you're paid by the end of January, so that because the photo reading workshop is in February, then you can decide how you want to spread that. So if you pay the deposit, you'll either get the 548 or the 648, depending on what you wanted to do. If you can't make the February date, you can register your future interest. So add your details there, and I will then keep you in the loop in terms of when the next workshop is. I don't have another one planned for 2024. As I said, it's been several years since I've run an in-person, but I shall keep you posted as and when another date comes up, or if we're doing something, or the next one in 2025. God, it sounds weird to say 2025. And if you want to do a one-to-one coaching session separately rather than booking it as a block part of the training, then you can certainly do that there per hour. And then the full investment price is 848 for the workshop, or 948 for the workshop plus the 2 coaching sessions. And again, when you book, it includes all of the material, the playbook, photo reading, CDs, etc. So that's it. So choose your option. You just kind of click the arrow in terms of the one you want to do. That then adds it there. Click the checkout button. Bob's your uncle, as they say. You're in. And I look forward to working with you. So if you know anyone who could benefit from learning these incredible skills, please do send them the details. That would be absolutely amazing. Look forward to working with you, as this is something that you would like to learn and a skill that you would like to have. And as I said, it for me, I realized straight out the gate, because in terms of the reference to the early onset Alzheimer's thing, I was diagnosed with what was thought to be early onset Alzheimer's in my 20s. My doctor said there was nothing he could do for me. I struggled for many, many years, and that is the only reason I gave photo reading a second look. Had I been fine and my previous academic self, I probably wouldn't. I would have thought, I'm a good reader already, thanks very much. But I was so desperate and so depressed by the whole thing that I decided to take a look at photo reading. I will be honest, my first look wasn't particularly impressive because I didn't actually do it. It was tapes back in those days. So, I got the tapes, had them sitting on the shelf, and it wasn't until I went to a training in October 2000, and the person running the training, people say, gosh, how do you remember all the facts and figures, names, dates, places, what you want to say, how you deliver the presentation? And they said, oh, I read 20 to 30 books a month. At which point I leaned to the person next to me and says, well, clearly they don't get out much, because who on earth has time to read 20 to 30 books a month? That is just like, what? And then they pointed to the back of the room, to the resource table, and said, I photo read. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've got those tapes sat at home on a shelf gathering dust. That's where I came up with the term shelf development. This was in October 2000. So I decided to go back and give the tapes a second look, and actually just do the tapes without second guessing and what I call yes butting, or yeah, but that will never work, and yeah, but that, all the usual stuff that I was doing. And within days, things started to change. And then within weeks, my life, my brain completely transformed, hence the transformation. So yeah, it was just absolutely incredible. And if somebody had told me back then in 1998 that this was possible, I would have well, I did laugh them out of town because, of course, Dr. Paul Sheely sort of said it on the tapes. But I just couldn't believe it could be possible to photo read at 25,000 words per minute and get through a whole book in 5 minutes. It's just like, that's the stuff of movies, isn't it? And and it is the stuff of the Limitless movie, which is why Dr. Koss and I worked together, because he said to me when he came to training, I hadn't seen Limitless at that point, and he said, have you seen the movie Limitless? I said no. I said, why? He said, because everything you're doing is in the movie. The only difference is you don't have to take a dangerous silver pill, and you're not time shifting. That was on the Friday. On the Sunday afternoon, he came back and said, I take that back. You are time shifting, because he couldn't believe how much we had gone through and absorbed in such a short amount of time. And he was studying to be a neurosurgeon. So if you're going to meet somebody who knows all about the brain, you're probably not going to get anyone better than Dr. Koss in terms of having been inside of people's heads. So yeah, it's an amazing workshop. And I sometimes have people get a bit angry when they come to the workshop. The reason being, they will say to me, why didn't you tell me it was this? Because if I had known, I would have come years ago. And I say, I always talk about photo reading. I'm always posting about photo reading. For some reason, people don't quite take on board the magnitude of it. One of the things that people often say, I remember we were walking to lunch on the Saturday. So we're in the hotels right in the center of town. And there were three of us, three attendees and myself. We're walking into town, and they were all sort of almost huddled. And then I walked up next to them. So do you know where you're going? Do you need any directions? And they said, we've just been talking about the workshop. They said, we don't think you're charging enough for what's being delivered here. So I still haven't put it to the price they said. But if I went to the price that they said, I know it would price a lot of people out immediately. But they were like, there is so much value here. We can't even get our head around what's going on here. It's just so amazing. So yeah, don't say I didn't tell you. I always say to people, I've told you about the benefits of photo, so don't get all snippy with me when you finally come to the workshop and go, wow. A bit like Kay, because Kay had brought her daughter along to the workshop, and I was walking them back to the station on the first night, the Friday night, and Kay was actually quite tearful and said those immortal words, I wish I'd come when you told me about it, and I wish I had brought my daughter with me, because she's just struggled through university for the past 4 years, been massively stressed, and this would have changed everything. So what can I say? What can I say? I would say it's the investment of a lifetime. It most certainly has been for me. I cannot imagine my life without photo reading. I just can't. I wouldn't have been able to do many of the things that I do, or if I did, it would be with the usual struggles. When you see me doing live TV, live radio, writing the newspaper and magazine articles, normally at very short notice, sometimes with just a few minutes notice, I'm drawing on those wonderful photo reading skills to be able to do that. And we of course talk about all of that on the workshop. So I would love to have you come and join us. And if it's not for you, but you know someone who could benefit, please do. I know they will thank you for putting this in their direction and on their radar. So yeah, the main website again, transformationstm.com/photo reading. And if you got any questions, if you got any queries, you know where to find me. Head on to the main website. Once you land on the website, there's a red what's new button, so I will add the link to this workshop there. Have a little bit of a scroll if you're not watching this video in real time. And if you're not yet on my e-newsletter list, oh, by the way, looking at this thing here, talking of e-newsletter list, if you are on my e-newsletter list, you will, as usual, you'll get a special promo code. So it's going to be 10% off on top of these pre-launch prices here. So just enter the promo code there, hit apply, it will take that off. And for those of you who are in my membership group, if you're a lifetime member, it will be 25% off. And again, you put your promo code in there, hit apply. I knew there was a reason why I was still sitting on this page. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And thank you so much to everyone who has walked through those photo reading doors over the past 21 years, because without you, the workshop simply couldn't happen. So I really appreciate all of you. And yeah, catch you all later and see some of you live in this workshop in 2024. I look forward to it. Catch you later. Marilyn Devonish, the Neuro Success Coach, over and out.